Would it look like pursuing your passions? Would it look like
asking out that girl? Would it look like trying that new
there
thing?
You go. There you go. There you go. Because when we grow when we change. We grow when we try new things. Mm-hmm. We grow when we step outside our comfort zone. That's the only place, like when you stretch yourself, that's the only place that's allowed to happen. If you stay in this circle where you know you're safe, you know you're content, you know you're fine, then that's all you're ever going to experience. And you're missing out. You're missing out on so much more. There's so much more for you. But you need to be confident enough and be willing to let go of some of those things in order to take a step forward and experience this outer ring, you know? So I know I'm kind of going out of tangent here, but I'm very passionate about this as well.
That's what I talk about all the time. Yeah, maybe that's the entire purpose of this podcast, Creator Chats podcast, which we are all essentially creators, every one of us. You know, it doesn't have to look, it doesn't have to be these labels as far as like a photographer, musician. It's like we are all creative in different ways, and we express that in different ways.
Absolutely.
And I think like a big reason for this and why I have people like you on is simply just to show like there are other people out there. You know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, these guys are anomalies out in LA. Or they started when they were 2 years old. Like that's so distant.
And that's the only way
right.
yeah.
Like, there's no comparison. It's very distant where it's like, no. Like there are people just like you and I doing stuff.
And it's in you.
It's in
you.
100%.
You gotta cultivate it though. That's your responsibility. No one else can do that for you. You have to do that. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I really, really hope that as your content gains momentum, that people would really realize that, because I think it's very easy to think, oh, creator chats, like just for like the super, super creative, for the photographers, the musicians, whoever. This is for you. This is for everyone, because whatever you're doing, regardless of whether you're directly pursuing whatever, music, modeling, acting, you don't have to be that doesn't have to be the center of your life, because you are creative right where you're at with what you're doing. Whether it's an office job, right? There is still creative potential in there. You got to bring it out though. That's on you. Whatever that looks like. So that's why I'm so grateful to be here. And I really hope that more people recognize like, hey, wait a second, like I'm creative too.
Facts.
That's your little promo.
No. Oh, this is perfect. It's so awesome that like you're like so high energy because like you're doing all this, like it's great. I'm just chilling and I'm so content right now. This is great. Where's the green tea? I don't know.
Yeah, it's green tea.
Sick. So yeah, guys.
Just taking in all that information.
I'm so like content right now. There's like no urgency. This is great. Hurry, do you have?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you have any.
Brenda, hold up. Just give me a second.
I was gonna ask if you have any other external ways of finding ways to feel peace or cope with stress, like maybe
uncertainty.
Like workout or or something like that.
Every question he asks.
I know. This is why I brought him.
It's like so point. I love it.
No, I love it, man. It's great.
Love it. Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
I like you. Okay. So working out has recently, I guess not that recently anymore. I used to not do anything. Like I was like, I'm not sporty. I don't like physical activity. I'm an arts kid. So I just need my art and like that's it. And then I started kickboxing and I loved it.
Awesome.
And honestly, okay, so I saw, oh gosh, it's a little embarrassing. I was watching this BuzzFeed video and it's like, we trained like boxers for 30 days or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah.
It actually rocked me. I'm like, 30 days, wow, that's pretty inspiring. And so I went on Google, I'm like, kickboxing places in Stouffville. Found one right around the corner from my house.
Wow.
Showed up the next day and stayed for a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for...
So, now I go to Good Life. Now I go to the gym. But only because the timing didn't... And it was super expensive, but so worth it. Nice. But yeah, since it's specific class times, once I launched my business, I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm busy all the time. I can only go at like weird times, like super late or super early. Yeah. And they didn't have classes at those times. So I switched to Good Life, which has just been a whole other kind of blessing and has really provided more like some stress release. Ironically though, when I first started kickboxing, I actually found there was a lot of aggression
Right.
Because it is like, it's a way to relieve aggression, stress, because you're like hitting stuff and punching. And I felt so good because I'm like, wow, like I'm 5 feet. I feel like I can, you know, defend myself now. This is sweet. But I felt like I would almost carry it into these other aspects of my life. So my family even noticed. They're like, wow, Moreen, like you gotta check yourself because you're getting a little snarky or just like a little physically assertive and aggressive with your brothers. They're all taller than me, but that's fine. Even though they're younger. But yeah, they're like, hey, you should just keep an eye on that. And I think it's just because I had all this stuff that I felt like I wasn't allowed to express, that now I had this way of releasing it, that my I don't know, my heart or my mind or my spirit or body, it was just like, okay, yeah, we can be aggressive now. So that's in check. It took a while though to kind of process through those emotions and be like, okay, why am I feeling this way? Where is this coming from? Because it's not random. So it was a really good learning opportunity for me. So now I know when I go to the gym or when I work out, it's like, this is my space to do all that stuff. And sometimes there is still emotional, like, I feel like everything is just so connected, like our mind, body, spirit. Like,
definitely.
So when I'm working out, that's my time. I actually don't like listening to music or podcasts.
Interesting.
I like listening to myself.
Right.
And that's my time to think and reflect and kind of do a little bit of searching intrinsically and just be like, okay, where am I at? What do I need to improve on? What parts of my heart have I kind of been hiding or not wanting to deal with? And what do I have to do about it? Because I think it's, like I said, it's important to always be growing and improving, because that's how we thrive in life. So yeah, working out is definitely a big one. Other things, I do little devotions in the morning. So like I said, I like planning, I like having things on paper. So I actually copy out parts of the Bible and I'll write it out. I'll like highlight and circle and underline, and I love it. It's kind of like also my academic side.
Yeah.
I just love it. And then I'm going through a book called The Psalms right now, and there's just so much wisdom packed in there. Even in like a secular world, it's so wise in terms of like what kind of things do you let into your life, what kind of things it should we like release and let go of. My big thing lately, if I may share, is just strength. And so not even physical strength. Moving into this new season of life has demanded a lot of emotional strength and integrity and just pressing and pushing and persevering forward. And so strength has just kind of been a reoccurring theme. And so whenever I have a specific piece of scripture or a verse that has the word strength in it, it really, really resonates with me. One specific one is, and you'll understand why this really resonated. The Lord is my strength and my shield. He is my defense. And at the bottom it said another word for defense is song. And I was like, whoa, wow, that's kind of cool. Because whenever I feel a little threatened or a little nervous, I sing. So I don't know if you remembered when we were setting this up, sometimes I would just kind of hum to myself. Okay. That's my defense. When I feel uncomfortable, not that I was uncomfortable, but I'm just like, okay, when are we going to get started? Like, you know, I just hum or I sing to myself. And I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting. That I think I really do find my strength in song and in music, and I don't know, it's just been a really cool exploration process. So those are probably my two main things right now.